All right, if you're even thinking about buying or selling a home in British Columbia, you're going to want to listen up. We're about to break down something that is way more important than most people realize: the legally required disclosure about your relationship with a real estate agent. Let's get right into it.
Okay, picture this. You walk into an open house, you start chatting with a friendly agent, and you're immediately faced with this dilemma. How much do you actually say? Can you tell them your absolute not a penny more budget, or that you're desperate to sell? It feels like a high-stakes poker game, right?
Well, the answer isn't as simple as a yes or no. And it might actually surprise you. It all comes down to one single critical question. Who is that agent really working for? Because it might not be you.
So that first conversation you have with an agent, you've got to think of it as more than just a friendly chat. It's a crucial moment to lay down the ground rules before you let any of your secrets slip. And you know, this isn't just some friendly advice. This is the number one rule. The regulations here in BC are specifically designed to make sure you, the consumer, understand exactly what kind of relationship you're in from the very first minute. So this brings you to a fork in the road. There are two, and only two, paths your relationship with an agent can take, and you absolutely need to know which path you're on.
And here they are side by side. On one hand, you can be a client, which means that agent is legally working for you. On the other hand, you can be a non-client, where they don't represent you at all. And trust me, the difference between these two is night and day.
This chart really tells the whole story. As a client, you get loyalty, confidentiality, full disclosure, the whole shebang. Your secrets are safe. But as a non-client, whoa, their loyalty is to their client. And look at that, they must share your information with that person. That's the one that gets people.
All right, so let's dig into that first option. Deciding to be a client means you're hiring an advocate, someone who is legally and professionally bound to be on your team and fight for your interests.
The official definition says it all. As a client, the agent has special legal duties to act in your best interests. That phrase right there is the key. It means your goals literally become their professional mission.
Think of these 4 duties as a kind of protective shield around you. Loyalty means they're in your corner, 100%. Full disclosure means no secrets. They have to tell you everything. Avoiding conflicts means your interests always come first. And confidentiality, well, that's the big one.
We're talking about the information that gives you all your negotiating power. Why you really need to move, your absolute bottom line on price, your ideal move-in date. When you're a client, all of that is locked away. And get this, that duty of confidentiality lasts forever. It doesn't just stop when the deal is done. Okay, now for the other side of the coin, the non-client relationship. This is where you really have to be paying attention because the agent's main loyalties are with someone else entirely. The most important words here are does not represent you. They might be representing the seller and you're the buyer, or another buyer when you're the seller. The point is, their client's interests are probably the exact opposite of yours, and that's who they have to serve. So what does this mean for you, practically speaking? It's the mirror opposite of the client relationship. No loyalty to you, no duty to tell you everything they know, and, this is the killer, absolutely no confidentiality. If you tell the seller's agent, oh, we could probably go up another $10,000, they are legally required to tell the seller that. Now, that might sound a little bit like the Wild West, but don't worry. There is a baseline of professionalism, a fundamental rule that protects absolutely everyone, no matter what. And here it is. Every single licensed professional in BC, whether they represent you or not, has to act honestly and with reasonable care and skill. They can't lie to you. They can't be negligent. That is the bedrock of their profession. Okay, so this is all great in theory, but how does this play out in the real world? Well, that's where the official disclosure form comes in. It's designed to make this whole thing crystal clear for you. And let's be really clear about this. An agent showing you this form isn't just them being nice. It's a non-negotiable regulatory requirement. They must give you this information before they do anything that counts as a real estate service. The whole process is actually pretty simple. Step 1, you get the info page. Step 2, you review the form where the agent actually checks a box saying, I am representing you or I am not. And step 3, you just acknowledge that you got it. Okay, and I really want to hammer this next point home because it confuses so many people. The form itself says, right there in big, bold letters, this is not a contract.
Signing this form does not hire the agent. It doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't lock you into working with them. All your signature means is, yep, I got the paperwork and I understand my choices. That's it. It's just a receipt. So when you boil it all down, it really just comes to this. You've got two clear choices, client or non-client. And it's one of the first and most important decisions you're going to make. But here's the most powerful part. You are in the driver's seat. You have the absolute right to understand the rules of the game before you put your cards on the table. This knowledge is your power.
And that brings us right back to where we started, but with one huge difference. Now you know the rules. So the only question left to answer is, who do you want fighting in your corner?